ribeyes, and that's garlic herb butter, and yes, you get it all from Rastelli Meats. 10 9-ounce Black Angus Reserve ribeye steaks with the garlic herb butter and the signature seasoning. And Ray Rastelli is joining us. He is just shy of his 50th anniversary as a butcher. 50 years as a butcher. Sir, we are honored by your presence and your knowledge. Thank you for your friendship, but thank you also for the quality goods you bring to QVC.
Oh, we love being part of the family, that's for sure.
Well, we are thrilled, and for the last 10 years, he has been a part of the QVC family, and we look forward to you and your family being with us for many years to come.
For sure.
Now, this is very popular. Since midnight last night, we've taken orders for, okay, you ready for a big number? I mean, really big. 20,000 ordered since midnight last night. 20,000 sets of steaks. Now, in each set, you're going to get what's between my hands. You get 10 9-ouncers. That includes the decal. How you doing? Decal. And then 2 packets of the garlic herb butter. This is like gold. And then you get the signature seasoning, which has salt, pepper, garlic, and some other secret things that Mr. Rastelli won't tell me about. This is very, very popular. And in this show, we've taken orders for 9,000, sir, in this show.
That's crazy.
Almost half of the day's quantity has been ordered during In the Kitchen with David. I'd like to take credit for that, but I think all the credit belongs to you.
No, I'm not so sure about that.
This is very popular, and I will tell you, Mr. Rastelli was kind enough to send me samples. Mother Nature did not agree with my grilling plans. She sent a lot of rain, pairing up animals at my house. I mean, my neighborhood, they're building the ark. And so it's going to be important. I cooked these on top of the stove, and they cooked beautifully. I cooked them in the butter.
You know, the butter is part of the cooking process, but what makes them cook perfectly, David, all the time, is the steak. It's the marbling that's inside a ribeye steak. Now, not just any ribeye steak, right? This is a ribeye steak from our reserve collection, which means it's been aged for 45 days, and only 4% of all Black Angus cattle actually qualify for this quality of steak. That means the marbling that's inside. So here's the 3 keys to a great ribeye steak. Marbling for the texture, marbling for the tenderness, and marbling for the flavor. If you've got that in a ribeye steak, you've got a winner. And of course, when we look at our steak, and I love just cutting right through the center of it, David, because this is really the story right here.
Mr. Rastelli, you've been busy.
We have
because I understand they added some quantity to this.
We did add a bunch of quantity
because
to this.
More than we thought flew out the door.
Yes.
And so we called the Rastelli Meat Company and we said, oh, please give us some more. And they did, and we're handing out samples, I understand, to the studio audience. Now, it is getting limited even with the additional quantity.
Yes, that is correct.
So we started the show, or started the day, or actually, I should say the show, with 26,000 for the whole day. That's with the added quantity.
Yes.
Now, if you want it immediately, meaning it will arrive in time for Father's Day, we are 1,100 left. That's with the additional quantity. Yes. 1,100 left.
Don't forget Father's Day, because that one will be in time for Father's Day.
Exactly. Yes. And how many of you have trouble shopping for the him in your life? I mean, it's sometimes tough to buy for a guy, but you give him a gift of food, happy. Now, 623 arrives in time for 4th of July. I have 4,800 for the whole rest of the day. Now, what has been most popular has been auto delivery, because you're locking in, hello, the same price as last year. We did a lot of back slapping and arm twisting.
We did.
And we were able to arrive at the same price that we did this. Now, we've done this 6 years in a row, these ribeyes, as of today's special value. But this year, if the price looks familiar to you, it's because it's the same as last year.
It is. And David, it took an entire year for the QVC buyers and the Rastelli family to be able to work with ranchers that I've worked with for 45 years. And that's really important. You know, when you get a rancher, a family rancher here in the United States that are all watching because they love seeing their ribeye steaks represented on QVC, that's really important. And of course, when I get out on those pastures with them,
Rastelli.
that is me. I am out in those pastures because it's important for us to inspect what we expect.
Did we send out a camera crew in the early morning hours?
Very, very early.
I mean, up with the chickens?
Yes, very, very early.
And we found this video. Look at those.
They are absolutely beautiful Black Angus cattle, natural pastures that they're being raised in. This is what I call happy cows. And of course, we finish them with corn for the last 4 or 5 months. And of course, that gives us that marbling. So when you eat a great ribeye steak, or you see a steak with really super marbling in it, it's because of that corn.
We're gonna go to the butcher block in a moment, which is where Mr. Rastelli is most comfortable. Now, if you want that immediate ship week, we started with 10,000 at midnight. We added another 4,000, hoping that'd be enough.
Yes.
And it's not. because you know how many I have left? 1,000. 1,000 of the immediate ship are left. So if you want this right away, and you wouldn't be alone if you do, then you want to act pretty quickly. I will tell you, it's the only ribeye today special value of the year. Lowest price per steak on a Rastelli ribeye that we'll offer all year long. And in the immediate ship, which arrives in time for Father's Day, we have fewer than 1,000. And 4,700 for June 23rd, which arrives in time for 4th of July.
Yes.
Now, we'll get to the decal in a moment, but I know you want to go to the butcher block, so you take it away.
It's really where it starts. You saw those beautiful green pastures. You saw that beautiful Angus steer. Well, once that's completed, we get these prime ribs. And that's what this is. Remember, the ribeye steak comes from the prime rib. So we get these prime ribs into our facility. That's when the aging process starts. Now, these are going to age for 45 days, much different than any other aging process. But that aging process is a natural process. You're getting breakdowns of proteins and enzymes, which gives you tenderness and texture. But once it's finished aging, David, what we do is we peel all the fat off of the
Hanging
top
on every
of this.
word.
Look at it. The fat comes right off the top of that. We take the bone and make sure we get rid of the bone because you don't want to be paying for bone. And this is where our beautiful steaks come from. Once they're expertly trimmed by the butchers, each individual steak is cut, trimmed, vacuum packed, and of course frozen. But I want you to see what makes me excited. This is what makes me excited. That marbling that you see in there, that's what's guaranteeing the tenderness, guaranteeing that texture. And
makes me weak in the knees.
It does, David. You know, lots of things excite a lot of people, like cars and jewelry and homes. For me, it's a piece of meat.
Yeah, how you doing?
It's a great piece of meat.
I mean, I go to the butcher shop and I see these steaks and I start salivating. Because you know you're going to go home and either grill them or do them like I did on top of the stove, and they're going to turn out perfectly. Oh, if there's a little excess fat on there, don't worry.
That's why we trim
We're going to trim it off.
Look at that.
And if there's any left on the steak, that's going to melt down when you cook it.
Yes.
It's going to bathe the whole steak in flavor. Oh, this is one of the best steaks you're going to put in your mouth. Oh my heavens. We are so popular. I'd like to tell you that the immediate ship is going to last until the end of the day. It won't.
Yeah.
Probably won't last this show. It's important to know we have a gourmet holiday show planned this afternoon.
Yes.
And we had hoped to have every offering available. We're not. So we started the day with the increased quantity for a total of 26,000 sets of steaks. If you want it delivered now in time for Father's Day, we have fewer than 800. If you want it June 23rd, which arrives in time for 4th of July, 4,500 remain. And if you are thinking about auto delivery, ships every 60 days for a year. And you may choose auto delivery because think about this. When the price of beef goes up this summer, because it will as grilling season gets underway, your price stays the same. And if you apply for and you get approved for a Q card, we take instantly $40 off your price. How would you like to pay $109.98? Yeah, this is incredible. We are very, very busy, and everybody is clamoring to get their ship week before it's gone.
And David, you had mentioned auto delivery. If you were on auto delivery last year, because remember, this has been a tradition, that's ending.
For 6 years.
That's ending.
Yeah, last year's auto delivery is about run out.
Yep.
So if you're looking to re-up, you're re-upping at the same price as last year. And for a whole nother year, you're going to be locked into that price. Now, it doesn't mean you're locked in. It means the price is locked in.
Right.
If you decide you want out at 6 months, we shake hands and walk away. No one calls you a bad name, I promise. This is very, very important. Now, you've got steak salad. May I do the honor?
Yes, if you would do that. I wanted to
glaze.
see how big this steak is. I mean, that's a steak, that's salad, I should say, for a family because it's 9 ounces. And of course, you're going to eat from end to end. The ribeye steak has been trimmed. And over here, David, I cut one steak and made 2 platters.
You made 2 dinners.
So think about that, right? They're 4.5 to 5 ounces each when you cut them in half. So they're really going a long way. That's 2 dinners out of one steak.
That's a dinner for you and your sweetie.
Yes.
Oh my heavens. Now the wine is extra. But this is a lovely choice. Twice baked potatoes, some fresh asparagus, and Rastelli ribeye steaks with garlic herb butter and signature seasoning. I am not kidding. This is so good. Oh my word, this is going to outshine anything you buy at your local grocery store. Who knows how long it has been at the grocery store?
We have no idea. And the nice part about it is, David, every steak is going to be able to cut with a fork. I mean, that's what you love about a steak that's been aged. That's Black Angus, and that's from our reserve collection.
Now, let's go to one of your staff members that's been with you for 25 years.
Yes.
Chris Mincer is here. And for 25 years, he's been with the Rastelli Meat Corporation. He's also a trained butcher and a trained chef. He's both.
He is.
He's both.
Very talented.
Mr. Mincer, what are you doing over there?
I'm doing some rubs over here, David. So
Rubs?
Yeah, we're going to do some rubs. So what we have is we have our famous rubs over here. And what's really nice is not only do you get the great steaks, but we put this online. So if you go to Rastelli, to QVC.com and go to our Ribeye, you're going to find the recipes for 6 really delicious rubs that with ingredients that you actually have at home. So it's stuff that you can make at home. When you go to those restaurants, David, they add the rubs on there. They charge you $5. It costs 10 cents.
Oh,
to
wow.
make. Okay, so
It costs 10 cents a minute. The markup is huge.
That's huge. So let me just show you one of our favorite, right, is our All-American rub, which is just really simple. It has salt, pepper, it has some herbs in it. So what I do is I oil the steak. I put a little bit down on the plate, so that way this side gets done. I take this, I spoon the right on top, and I do it quite generously here because I want it to coat. And the reason we want that to coat is because when you put a rub on a steak, you're actually searing a crust.
Yeah.
And that crust is
Meat
actually
candy, Chris. It's called meat candy.
It's meat candy. Well, it's actually keeping all that meat candy in the steak, right? So when you do that rub, just like this, there you have it, right? Beautiful. We're gonna throw that right on the pan, David, right? So that's going to go for about 7, 8 minutes, and I'll call you when it's done.
All right, I will be ready to eat. All right, Mr. Rastelli, we're talking about an immediate or a 623 ship week. If you apply for and get approved for a Q card, we instantly take $40 off your price. So now what was $149.98 is now $109.98. We started with 26,000 sets of steak. If you want it immediately, I have fewer than 400 sets left.
We're keeping the butchers
And
busy.
that's with the added quantity.
Yes.
I mean, you all been shopping.
Yes.
And then 623 in time for 4th of July, I have 4,300 available. This is excellent. This isn't just good steak. This is great steak. And you're going to love it because you've got that signature seasoning, the garlic herb butter, and everything just keeps getting better and better. And you're cutting it with a fork?
Right through the center of that steak, David, with a fork, and that's for you. I made sure I gave you one that was a little bit more.
I'm going to use my fingers if that's all right with you.
Okay.
Because we all family. Okay.
There it is.
No. That was a happy dance with no noise when I put it in my mouth. We are very, very busy. Miss Rachel, you're standing by with one of our Foodie Festers.
Well, speaking of family, I love Foodie Fest because I get to meet a lot of the people that I chat with every single week on our In the Kitchen with David chat. And this is one of them. This is Manic Mark. Where are you joining us from?
I'm joining from the Poconos.
Amazing. And what did you think of the steak?
Juicy, moist, tender, love the butter. As a famous person once said, butter makes everything better.
My shoes would taste good
love
dipped
it.
in butter.
Yes, very, very true. Thank you so much for being here. If you were also in our foodie chat, please wave, say hello. I'd love to meet all of you so much. Amazing, amazing. Oh, fantastic. All right, David, we got a lot of our fantastic foodie family here. We love them so, so much. David's having a snack.
I might be eating. They pay me for this. I mean, they asked me to come and do this job, and then they give me a paycheck on top of it. I mean, it's a good life. I've been here since forever. So, Mr. Rastelli, what's next?
So think about it. You go to that great steakhouse. They come out with that sizzling plate, right? You've got your glass of wine in front of you. You've got your steak knife all ready to go. You want to kind of forget what it cost you because if it doesn't say market price on it, you kind of wonder what that number is. I want to show you how simple it is for you to have the greatest steak right at home for a fraction of that. So here's the way it's done.
Now, we should tell you it's last call on immediate ship. Last call. That's even with the added quantity. You all shoppers are amazing because you almost bought all of the immediate ship. How many do we have left in immediate ship? We have fewer than 200, Mr. Rastelli.
Oh, my goodness.
We have 4,200 arriving June 23rd. That's in time for 4th of July. If you're serving this at 4th of July party, I'm coming to your house. I mean, fire up the chopper. We headed out. This is, I wish there was a chopper. This is really, really important quality steak that is going to make the difference. Now, you took this from the oven.
I did. So here's how simple this was. So think about this coming out to your plate at that great restaurant. This is how simple it is at home. Take that steak, and remember, each one is individually vacuum packaged.